According to many impressions I've heard and read, these cans are the one to rule them all up to $100, or maybe even more. So let's dig into it. If you haven't heard about Takstar before, that's the company that produces better-known HyperX headphones, or you may be more familiar with CoolerMaster MH751 model, that are actually based on these Takstar Pro 82, with some modifications and adjustments, but they really look almost the same, with a different touch here and there. You can already see my whole review about CoolerMaster version, but I was curious about many claims on the web saying that original Takstar Pro 82 I have here actually sound better. But we'll talk about that in a minute. First, let me start with some practical things. Cord is detachable and around 1.6 meters long. And you also get this adapter so you can plug it into bigger 6.35 audio jack, like on any amp or deck like this one here, for example. In the box you also get this neat and soft carrying pouch with a Takstar logo on it. So disassembled and put into this bag, they're quite easy to carry around and pack with you if you go anywhere. Now, they're mostly made of plastic, and while we had some fancy soft touch plastic on CoolerMaster's version, this here is just, as you can hear, kind of plasticky plastic. And these shiny bits too, this is just shiny plastic. On the top we have some fake leather, like they call it leatherette material, and it's very nice to the touch. Only metal part I found here is inside the headband. As you can see, this is metal, so I hope they will be quite sturdy and last for some time. Also, ear cushions are made of same very nice and soft fake leather, and they're very cozy and very comfy. Grip is not that strong, but they fit around my ears perfectly, and I feel really comfy and cozy even after prolonged use. So for comfort, I would give them the highest possible grade. Now here, on both sides, you can see some small knobs, and they're actually used to open bass ports. This position is closed, then we have slightly opened and fully opened bass ports. And I'll start to talk about the sound with those ports. When completely closed, you get nicely behaved bass with decent speed, control and texture. It's neither overwhelming nor lean, but it might appear kind of weak, especially if you're used to V-shaped frequency response. If you open it halfway, the bass becomes louder, but also boomier and less precise. And if you open it completely, same thing happens. It's even boomier and even less precise, but of course you have even greater amount of bass. I will not get too much into this because you can try that for yourself. Personally, I think that closed position is the way to go here. The other two are muddying the waters too much in my opinion. Going up, we have some clean and very nicely separated mids that are on the lean side and somewhat detached from the bass region, like there's some kind of upper bass depletion going on. Even though I don't see a reason for that in any frequency response measurement I found on the web. Highs are also clean and sparkly, but quite pronounced, which is adding to the whole feeling of leanness and brightness. You can hear plenty of details in the upper register, and you always feel like tracks are being lit by a strong light, hearing all of tiny atmospheric details very easily. But sometimes that upper register focus will show you the ugly side of lesser recordings or provoke sibilance in voices. And there you go. You got yourself very analytical sounding pair of cans. Soundstage is very decent for a closed pair of headphones, and different tones are well separated. Now, dynamically speaking, they're okay, but they're probably not gonna blow you away and make you jump around. But they're quite okay. They're not flat or lifeless or anything. And one of the best things about them is they add some edge and zest to the music. So I enjoy them quite a bit with many songs. But every now and then, they do make a song sound dry and grainy, which can become tiring. And I found myself wishing to deal down those highs and craving for a warm hug of some Sennheisers or something similar, for example. So I tried EQing them, and it helps in my opinion. I could tone down these high frequencies to some extent and make them sound much more pleasurable, in my opinion. But anything above a few decibels of attenuation will simply kill the sound and make it lifeless, so be aware when EQing them. Those pronounced highs are at the same time thing that can be annoying to some, but also a thing that is giving that lively and positively edgy character to these cans. They don't have some natural fullness or fluidity, but they do have that edge and zest, and if you take away too much of that character to them, that spark they have, you will effectively kill their lively character and just make them sound flat and boring. Now, compared to AKG K92 I have been using for some time now, Takstars are just much more comfortable. That's the first thing about them. I could use them for hours without a problem, while these will start hurting my ears very soon, because they are kinda shallow and they hit your earlobe easily. Regarding the sound quality, they are taking a different approach here. These are very precise and analytical, while these are much more fluid and warmer sounding, but muddier. Takstars can clearly reveal more details and make vocals very textured and husky, while these can give much more body to the lower mid-range and make everything sound juicy and thick, but also tube-like and cluttered. Now, bass precision and its speed is similar on both of these, so I could not choose the winner judging by that. AKGs also have very detailed highs, so that is also kind of similar, but soundstage is clearly wider on Takstars, and instruments are better separated, with more space in between, where AKGs are much more cluttered and cramped around your head. Because the biggest problem I have with Pro 82s are their too prominent highs, that can be solved with EQ, and then you're left with many good traits. So I would rather listen to my music with them and just have more of that soundstage and details and spaciousness around me. All of that is lacking on AKGs, and you cannot fix that by EQing them. But if I couldn't use EQ for any reason, that would be a tough call, because I'm really not a fan of too bright, bordering with sibilant sound they produce by default. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention is how do these compare to CoolerMaster's version, MH751, that I also reviewed, and I'll link the complete review of them. They basically look the same because CoolerMasters are produced by Takstar, but for some reason these actually sound better. They are cleaner, faster, more precise, and they have better layering in soundstage, like better separation. I was not impressed by CoolerMasters, but I am by these. I don't know how that sound difference came to be. Maybe they used some different materials or something, but I know that for music lovers and for like really great sounding pair of cans on a budget, these are the champion in my book for now. While CoolerMasters are very nice, versatile, you can use them for gaming, but they cannot produce the same fidelity as these ones can. And that would be it. Those are very comfortable with great analytical sound, and I think they're very hard to beat for the money. So until I stumble upon something better, these are my to-go pair of cans under the $100 mark.